Perfection is a myth. Cookbooks often present flawless outcomes that ignore real life challenges in the kitchen. Perfection is a myth. And the sooner you understand that, the sooner you take back your power, not just in the kitchen, but in every area of your life. Let me say this loud and clear, asterisk asterisk, those glossy cookbook photos are not reality. Asterisk asterisk, they're styled, edited, lit like a movie set. They are fantasy, and yet we compare our efforts to them. We think, why doesn't mine look like that? And when it doesn't, we assume asterisk asterisk, we failed asterisk asterisk. But no, that is not failure. That is real life, raw and unfiltered. Listen to me. You are not a robot following instructions. You are a living, breathing creator in your own space. You're juggling deadlines, kids, a tight grocery budget, and sometimes all you have is a half-empty fridge and 15 minutes. And still, you're showing up. That's not imperfect, that's heroic. You don't need flawless plating or perfectly risen dough to call yourself a success. Stop letting a staged image dictate your sense of worth. The truth is, some of the best meals you'll ever make will look like a mess. But they'll carry flavor, heart, culture, and memory. That is real. That is beautiful. That is asterisk asterisk, perfection, redefined asterisk asterisk. Stop chasing someone else's standard. Throw away the need to match every detail. If your cookies spread too much, great. If your roast is a little over, fantastic, because now you've learned something, and next time, you'll adjust. You'll adapt, and asterisk, you'll own it asterisk. That's how champions are made, not in perfect outcomes, but in the choice to keep going, keep learning, and keep cooking, even when it's messy. So when you burn something, laugh when it looks off, taste it anyway when you fall short of that picture-perfect goal. Remind yourself, you are not here to copy. You are here to asterisk asterisk, create asterisk asterisk. One size doesn't fit all recipes. Don't always consider dietary needs, budget, or cultural context. One size doesn't fit all, and if no one's told you that yet, let me be the first to say it with force. Asterisk asterisk, stop expecting one recipe to work for every person, in every kitchen, under every condition, asterisk asterisk. Cookbooks act like we all live the same life, but guess what? We don't. Some of us are working with a hot plate and a dream. Some of us have never even heard of half the ingredients in those recipes. Some of us are feeding 5 people on $10. So how can we pretend one perfect formula fits all? You are allowed to adjust. You are asterisk, meant asterisk to adapt. Just because the page says heavy cream doesn't mean you're a failure if you reach for oat milk. That's not wrong. That's resourceful. Just because a recipe calls for fresh herbs flown in from another continent, it doesn't mean your dried ones are any less valid. You are not less capable, less worthy, or less talented because your pantry looks different. You are powerful because asterisk asterisk, you know how to work with what you've got asterisk asterisk. And let's talk about culture. Flavor doesn't come from a recipe. It comes from generations, from experience, from stories passed down at the dinner table. When a cookbook tells you there's one asterisk way to make something, don't be afraid to challenge it. Bring your heritage into it. Bring your preferences, your allergies, your budget. That is not compromising. That is customizing. That is honoring your reality, not theirs. Don't ever shrink yourself to fit someone else's version of the process. You are the chef here. You're in charge. Whether you're using substitutions or skipping steps, you're doing what great cooks do. You're thinking for yourself. That's not rebellion, that's intelligence. That's asterisk asterisk mastery in motion asterisk asterisk. You learn more by failing. Messing up a recipe teaches more than blindly following steps. You learn more by failing than you ever will by getting it right the first time. I need you to hear that, not just with your ears, but with your asterisk heart asterisk, because somewhere along the way, Someone told us that failure was the enemy, that a burnt crust, a broken sauce, or a sunken cake meant we weren't good enough. But I'm here to tell you that those moments, asterisk, asterisk, those are the gold. Asterisk, asterisk, that's where growth lives. That's where you find out who you really are. Think about it. The first time you tried to ride a bike. Did you nail it? No. You wobbled, you fell, maybe even cried. But you got back on, and every time you failed, your brain and body learned something new. Cooking is asterisk, exactly asterisk like that. Every mistake in the kitchen is a message. Too much salt. Now you know what balance feels like. Burned the onions. Now you understand heat control. Messed up the timing. Guess what? You just learned more than any cookbook could teach you. But here's the secret, they don't print failure in those pages. You only see the polished version, the success story. What you don't see is the 100 times someone messed it up before they got it right. So stop expecting perfection. Start expecting asterisk, asterisk, progress asterisk, asterisk, and when things go wrong, and they asterisk will asterisk, don't throw it out and give up. Don't label yourself a bad cook or a lost cause. Dig in, ask questions. Why did it happen? What could I try next time? That's how you level up. That's how resilience is born in the fire, in the frustration, in the oh no, what now moments. Keep messing up, keep pushing. That's not failure. That's the asterisk real asterisk recipe for greatness. Your instinct is a tool. Trusting your senses and experience is more powerful than rigid instructions. Your instinct is a tool asterisk, your most powerful one asterisk. And I'm not just talking about a gut feeling. I'm talking about that deep, unshakable inner compass that every single one of us has, but most of us have been trained to ignore. Cookbooks will give you rules. They'll say, do this at exactly this temperature for exactly this time. But what happens when your oven runs hot? What happens when your senses are telling you something smells done? But the book says wait 10 more minutes. Asterisk, asterisk, you listen to asterisk, you asterisk. Asterisk, asterisk, you are not a robot. You have eyes, ears, a nose, taste buds, use them, that sizzle you hear. That's communication, that's smell wafting up from the pan, that's guidance, that voice in your head saying, this looks dry, maybe add some liquid. That's your wisdom waking up. It's not guesswork. It's asterisk experience asterisk. It's asterisk intuition asterisk. It's asterisk intelligence asterisk. Trust it, we live in a world that tells us to follow instead of lead, but in the kitchen just like in life, if you don't trust your instincts, you'll stay stuck second, guessing everything. You'll burn out trying to obey rules that were never written for your hands, your heart, or your hunger. And here's the truth. The most memorable dishes, the most extraordinary breakthroughs, they come from moments when people trusted what asterisk felt asterisk right over what was written down. So when you feel the urge to stir, stir. When it smells ready, check it. When your gut says, add a little more spice, asterisk, asterisk, go for it, asterisk, asterisk. That's not breaking the rules. That's making the recipe asterisk, yours asterisk. And that's what great cooks do. They stop waiting for permission and start following the most honest guide they have. Their own brilliant, creative, capable instinct. Creativity over conformity, true innovation happens when you break the rules. Creativity over conformity, asterisk, that's where the fire lives, asterisk. That's where cooking stops being mechanical and starts becoming magical. Listen to me and listen hard. Asterisk, asterisk, you do not owe anyone a replica of a page in a book. Asterisk, asterisk, you owe yourself a chance to explore, to play, to discover what you're capable of when you throw the rules out the window and trust your own flavor, your own flair, your own fire. Why do we act like creativity is risky? Like if we add a new spice, if we swap a sauce, if we twist a classic, we're doing something wrong. No, that's where greatness begins. Every famous dish, every world-changing recipe started because someone dared to say, what if I do it asterisk my asterisk way? What if I combine this sweet with that savory? What if I cook this low and slow instead of hot and fast? That's how boundaries break. That's how evolution happens in cooking and in life. And yes, you'll get it wrong sometimes. The flavors might clash, the texture might flop. But you know what? That's fuel, that's feedback, that's momentum. You learn more by taking risks than you ever will by sticking to the lines. Cookbooks are blueprints, not cages. They're suggestions, not law. They were written by people just like you, only difference is, asterisk, they dared to trust their creativity, asterisk. So give yourself permission to deviate, to riff, to jazz it up, switch it out, make it bold. Don't cook to impress. Cook to express. Let your meals carry your personality, your mood, your story. Because when you bring creativity into the kitchen, you're not just feeding your body. You're feeding your soul. And no recipe in the world can tell you how to do that better than asterisk, you asterisk can. Adapting builds mastery just like in life. Success in cooking comes when you adapt to what you've got. Adapting builds mastery. Read that again, because somewhere along the line we were taught that mastery means precision, control, flawless execution. But that's not mastery, that's rigidity. And rigidity breaks the moment life throws you a curvy ball. True mastery, it's flexible, it's responsive. It's born in those moments when the ingredients run out, the power goes off, the timer breaks, and you still find a way to finish the dish. Asterisk, asterisk, that's power, that's mastery in motion. Asterisk, asterisk, you think great chefs didn't have to adapt, you think they never hit roadblocks, never ran out of something mid-recipe, never had to think on their feet. Of course they did, and that's where their brilliance was born, not in the following, but in the asterisk, figuring it out anyway, asterisk. You want to build confidence in the kitchen. Stop panicking when things go off. Script. Start celebrating it. Because every time you adapt, you are growing, you are learning, you are developing asterisk, real skill asterisk. Anyone can follow a perfect plan when nothing goes wrong. That doesn't impress me. What impresses me is when someone runs out of flour and still makes a pancake. When someone burns the first batch but doesn't give up. When someone swaps ingredients because they have no other option, and it still turns out delicious. That's not luck, that's resilience, that's experience. That's asterisk, you asterisk, becoming the kind of cook who doesn't just survive challenges. You thrive in them. So when the unexpected hits, don't freeze, don't crumble, adapt, pivot, think, this isn't a failure, it's your next step forward. This is where you get sharper, faster, more creative. This is where you become more than just someone who follows recipes. This is where you become someone who asterisk asterisk creates their own path asterisk asterisk, no matter what the kitchen or life throws at you.